Hello everybody and welcome to Creativity Time. My name is Tatiana and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. Wednesdays, which is this morning at 10 a.m, I do my live video called Creativity Time, where I hope that I inspire people to take some time in their busy lives to do something creative, particularly make a card so that you can send a card and cheer someone up. Today I'm going to be focusing on Mother's Day because it's around the corner and I haven't made cards for my mum or my mother-in-law yet. Oops. Hello Fran from the USA. Thank you for joining me. Hello Tanya. Thank you. So I'm going to be using some products that are continuing into the new catalogue, and I'm using products that are retiring. So if you want these, you better get them quick because they're going quickly. Good morning, Deb. Let's head to the craft desk and get some stamping done. Flip now. Today, the stamp set that is retiring is the Tea Together, and the coordinating, it has coordinating dies, tea time dies. Good morning, Kathy. And so my mother does like tea, so I thought it'd be nice to create a tea themed card for Mother's Day. Plus it has this beautiful Happy Mother's Day sentiment. My pleasure. And my mum also really loves poppies. So I'm going to show you a masking technique so that we can get the poppies decorating the teapot and the teacup, but not around. Hello Christy, thank you for joining me. So first step for this is that we need to stamp the teapot. So I'm using Memento ink because we'll be using the Stampin' Blends to colour this in. So I'd need one teapot. Hello, lots of people jumping in. I think this Corona stay-at-home stuff gives more people opportunities to join in, which is wonderful. I'm trying to focus on the good things about the Corona. I did want 2 teacups, and I did think I'd fit both in, but I need another piece. There we go. And another. So yeah, so I said to my mum the other day that it's great that I don't have to get up early. Little Miss had lots of extracurriculars first thing in the morning, so we had to be at school early, and I'm not a morning person, so it's been great. No early lessons. Just giving those stamps a wipe down. And now let's start with the teapot. So what I did was I stamped the teapot on a post-it note that is full adhesive. So this is this, and you can see it's just got that tiny strip down the bottom where it's not adhesive, and the rest is. I only save these for special occasions. And basically I want this particular poppy field to be stamped onto the pot, the belly of the teapot, and onto the teacup itself, but not onto the other bits. So I have fussy cut out, and what I need to do is place that. So basically I'm masking off the edges as so. Then I've got another one for this side, but I didn't think this through when I stamped it on the on the post-it note. I forgot about the bottom, so I'm going to have to need another post-it note. I thought I was being clever using, I could have done one post-it note. Oh well, live and learn. That's what happens when you are distracted. So basically all I did was stamp onto the post-it note. I know, I just wanted to show you how to do it. And then I took my paper snips and I cut around the body of the teapot, leaving the rest intact. Hello Kayla. We're doing some masking today. Now I'll line that up. right there. Perfect. And now we can stamp. Actually, what I'll do is to save a little bit of Diamazole. Oh, I didn't want that one. That's all right. I had intended to cut. There we go. So I've put the teacup. That's the word. I don't know why did I forget the word teacup. And I didn't want this bit with poppies. So all I have to do is now fussy cut that little bit out and place it in. My little miss is watching right next to me and she's asking what fussy cutting is. Fussy cutting is where you use your scissors to cut something out very carefully. So that's what fussy bit is. And because we have dies, sometimes we don't have dies, and that's when we fussy cut. Okay, so I'm going to ink up this beautiful field of poppies. And should grab should put some good paper underneath so that I'm not stamping my table. And I'm going to roughly place that. Hey Victoria, welcome. You've made it. Haven't been able to catch you live lately. So I've got a few poppies now that I've been whispered that that's very clever. You loved my fussy cut explanation. Excellent. Happy to. Happy to explain. So now, yes, I do have a bit there, but that's okay because we're going to die cut that out, and so it won't matter. And so you can use your post-it note multiple times. There we go. We'll do the teapot first. Hello, Renee. Thanks, Kayla. I just saw your... What a good idea. So I want this one a bit further up. Excuse me. So, pressing it down. I'm kind of putting a bit more pressure because the area between the pink post-it note and the page does, you can see just there that there's a little bit of a gap. Now if you want to avoid that gap between the two, what you do is you cut out a bit further past the line, but I am purposely okay with that being there. So I'm going to pull off the post-it notes, and particularly here it did more of a gap because there was two layers. Even that thin layer does. And to cover up the teapot, I'm just going to fold that up. Thank you. Well, this one's chipping, so let's not look at that one. This is my latest mani. It's got an ombre look with 3 different colours. I just realised I kind of want the orange and the red on my poppies today as well, so it's going to match my nails. My mum loves orange. Don't ask me why. I don't get it. And roughly there. Oh, thanks for sharing, Victoria. Okay. Now I'm going to take the masks off. Ta-da. Yes, I did do my nails myself, Kayla. Morning, Michelle. I've been doing my own nails. How old are you? 6. 6. But you're turning 7, so for 7 years now. Well, I was doing them before then, but then we moved to Orange and I couldn't find a decent place that did a gel polish that lasted. It chipped the very next day and I was a bit annoyed. So I bought the stuff myself. No, you cannot have that. Okay. She eyes things off my craft desks and wants them. Okay, so I was lining up that die very carefully, and I'm just going to use some washi to hold that in place. A tangerine room. Oh, yeah, I don't know. It was a bedroom and it was formed that it was glowed in the morning. You loved it? Yeah, my mum and dad, my biggest memory from my earliest years is my mum and dad's furniture. Their dining chairs had cushions, like cushion inserts into the chair just on the bottom, and they were orange. And then they had bar stools that also had orange. The lounge was thankfully not orange, and then they changed the bar stools into the same fabric as the lounge. And then when they got their new lounge, I convinced them to go with more of a mauve colour. Anyhow, let's run these through the die cutting machine. Do you want to help? Twist the handle, quick, 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 quick. Hold. So there's our teapot and our first teacup. Put that to the side, and we need the teacup. Love it. It was so ugly. I think the house, Michelle, that they lived in when I was born possibly had orange bench tops. We moved when I was 3, so I don't particularly remember specifically the house. But something, when you just said that, something has rung a bell. Okie dokie. Now we can do some colouring. I want some subtle colouring. Let's start with, where's that? No, that's Cajun Craze there. Pumpkin Pie and Poppy Parade. So I'm going to do, as I said, a bit of orange in tribute. Mango Melody. Oh my god, I love Mango Melody. Yeah, no, for decor, don't get it. I usually start with the darker colour. So let's start with the dark Poppy Parade right at the bottom of these poppies. Moving on to light. And not colouring it all the way. Might just, while I'm doing the colouring, bring the camera down. How's that? That way you can actually see. And now this is the Pumpkin Pie. Yes, I do love, and the orange I've got on the tip of my fingers, I do sometimes wear it on its own, but not for furniture. I just can't do it. So there we go. That's the poppies. Ooh, I'm getting some sound effects. You're listening to the birds in the background. Yep, oh, they've stopped now that we've mentioned them. They got camera shy. Yeah, you can go in the backyard if you want. Go see if your brother wants to play too. Sounds so tropical. Actually, we have geckos. I think little geckos are tropical, and we can hear them at night. Okay. I think the whole household's taken a study break. We're still at home learning, and it sounds like hubby and my little man are also taking a break. We swapped kids today, so I was working with little man last week. We were supposed to be away these 2 weeks in Perth, having an amazing time. I was going to go to the zoo. You can see some comments coming up. I'll read them in a moment. Just want to finish these poppies on this teapot. You have geckos too? It's too cold. That's a shame, Kayla. You need to move north. I didn't know you guys got geckos. I always thought geckos were tropical. Honey, are geckos tropical? Oh. Okay, so they are. So there we go. You can say you live in a tropical area, Tanya. You love Perth Zoo? We've never been to Perth. I was really looking forward to it. I was going to take the kids to the zoo while hubby was at a conference, and I was going to go to the aquarium and probably the museum and catch up with some stamping friends. Oh, that's the saddest part. Hi, Kay. No worries. You missed the demonstration on the masking. So basically I masked everything off except for the body of the teacup and the body of the teapot, and then stamped the, what do you call it? Stamped the poppies. Oh, okay. I'll keep that down because I'm now going to take the colour lifter and I'm not sure which, like grey granite or smoky slate. Grey granite or smoky slate. We'll go with smoky slate. Okay, so I want to add a bit of shading to my teapot and teacups so that they look more three-dimensional, I guess you could say. And my favorite way of doing it is taking a light grey and the color lifter. And the reason why I use the color lifter is because when I'm going to start, and I am turning it around because it's easier for me. So I'll take the brush tip and I'm going to add the color lifter first. Now by doing this, I know that there is no color. I'm not oblivious to this fact, but it kind of starts saturating the cardstock with a bit of alcohol. And then I go in with my grey and I add where I want the shadowing. So the teacup's going to create some shadowing around, and I'm going to add some to the, I don't know, what's that part of the teacup called? If anyone knows, let me know. It's basically going through and adding the shadow and then going to go back with the color lifter and blend that. And it blends a lot easier because I put the color lifter down first. And the other thing is I chose the darker, oh, you can't even see where I tested it. So I chose the darker of the two, knowing that the color lifter will go underneath and it will lighten. So as this dries and as the alcohol evaporates, you will notice that it lightens. That's because we've got the color lifter going on top. It is best to work in small sections, and you can already see how it's more of a shadow effect happening over there. So that is my trick for that. Yes, absolutely, give it a go. And we want it in here as well. Add some there. Now this only works, thank you Victoria, this only works with lighter colours of Stampin' Blends. Now I know I said that I picked the darker grey, but they're both the lights. Colours like Poppy Parade, even the light Poppy Parade doesn't work as much. You really need light colours. So Pool Party is a fantastic one to do this trick with. And what else? The pink, what's it called? Blushing Bride. So I need to put a bit of shadow there and there and here. Thank you, Sonia. I'm glad I was able to share something that people have learned. It's a video full of techniques today, I'll have to say, because we're going to turn this into a 3D card. Or a pop-up card on the inside as well. So it's full of tips and tricks. Now, I could have coloured these in earlier, maybe one, but, you know, between homeschooling and everything. Well, no, I have refused to call it homeschooling. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Victoria. Now, this stamp set is retiring. So if you would like it, I've put the shop link in the video description. I would hurry because it's on while supplies lasts, or till the 2nd of June. Didn't do as nice of a job on that one. It's too straight lined. But I'm going to leave it and see what it looks like. So with the blends, you may think it doesn't look good. Ooh, that little bit, there we go. Sometimes you think, oh, that doesn't look good, but just leave it, because as the alcohol evaporates, it does change the way things look. So give it a moment before you start playing with it further. Now, when you do shading, the big trick is to pretend where your light source is from and then shade the other side. Oh, good stretch there, honey. Yeah. People can hear the birds, so they probably heard that as well. But do you know what? If you don't feel comfortable with working those kind of things out, don't stress about it. It's a card. It's about the process. It's about the joy that you bring for someone else. So don't stress too much about getting the shading position right. You can keep the big door open, please, for fresh air, sweetheart. I mean, I'm doing it differently already on this one, and that's okay because the two teacups are going, one's going on the front of the card. And go wash your hands, please. Don't just wave them around dirty. She shows me her dirty hands and then stands up next to me. It's like, I'm going to watch now. How am I feeling? I am getting slowly better every day, but as you probably have all heard, I'm still coughing. Okay, use the soap from here. And yeah, it's going to be a long, slow process. I have it every year, but I do get a chest x-ray to rule out pneumonia. Yes, I have had that cough for a while, and every year, every winter, I get a cough that lasts for months, but this year, unfortunately, it has come early because of getting sick early. I don't know. I was at home. I don't know how I got sick. I was basically only doing grocery shopping. I'm now doing online grocery shopping, so the trip to get the x-ray yesterday was an outing. How exciting. So those of us who are demonstrators, who did their pre-order? Just going to take a sip of water. So basically with this teapot, I'm looking at where the shadows would be. So bits that are hidden And you know what? If you make a mistake, particularly with the color lifter, who cares? Nobody's really going to see it. Yeah, it is kind of funny how we get excited about things like visiting the doctor just because we get out of the house. Isn't it funny? You ordered. Yes. Not yet. You did a small one this morning. I would say, what did you get? But I don't think we're allowed to openly discuss that, are we? We're allowed to show what we get. So when I do get my pre-order in the mail, I'll do a video. Yes, Kayla, I know you. I asked you what you ordered, and then I realized I should have just asked, what didn't you order? That would have been an easier list to deal with. But I love it. I love that you can do that, and that you, I'm excited for you, basically. So I'm not super pleased with that shading there, but I'm going to leave it. Now I'm also going to add, this is something I didn't do with the teacups, which I'm going to try out now. Let's add a bit of, hold on. No, I don't think it needs it. There's plenty of shading around there, so I'll leave that. I was going to kind of add some shading around the teapot, like in the body, but I'm going to leave that alone. Small order. Yeah, I would say mine was small. I did get the new in color papers. That's, I guess, something we can talk about quite openly, that there are new in colors and they're pretty. Shame about the ink pads, but that's okay. We will have them soon enough. Yeah, my favorite wasn't on the pre-order either, Fran, but that's okay. It'll be exciting on the 3rd of June to order that stuff, or whenever we're ready. Not everyone gets to order straight away either. Oh, one of your favorites. I can't wait to see what I got either. I'm not even bothering checking to see if the shipping, I often stalk the shipping page, not the shipping, the order history page to see if mine is. I think this color blender is running out. Because I've used it so much, sweetheart. There we go. This one actually has more ink, so that one I can put aside. That wasn't blending, so that meant that my color lifter was running out. You see, I love doing this technique so much that that's so much better. Just gonna go over this one a bit more. There we go. So much better. Yes, exactly. I am excited about what I got though. And I figured I'll get the new in color papers because I do who did I learn it from? Can't remember. One of the demonstrators sends her new recruits color samples, and I need to update it with the new in colors, so that's exciting. Yes, the tracking has been way off. I agree. Like, I haven't been able to follow the tracking. Basically, I have the parcel and there's still no tracking. But if there's a tracking number, you know that it has been shipped. That's my Oh, the links weren't there. I don't remember it ever having links, Michelle. So just going to add some shading to the teapot spout. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. I thought you'd do the actions for me, sweetheart.
I don't know the actions.
You don't know the actions? Well, if I wasn't colouring in, I would have perhaps shared, but okay. Clearly your education has been failed by me if you don't know the actions to that song. We will rectify that after this live. And don't need to blend in there. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, well, I will be doing it. I will be doing it after this live. So there we go. There is, I know that took a little bit of time, but that is the good morning, Joan. Okay, so we've got our bits and bobs, and now we need to create our card. Do have an idea to use some DSP, but I don't know how well that's going to work. So let's just see what options we have. Need something a bit more subtle. Green stripes. No. Too busy. Maybe that on the front. Ooh, I like that. That would be perfect. So that is on the back of that one. So this is the, or the blue. Too many choices. What do we think? Thank you, sweetheart. Ooh. No, I think it loses in the blue. The red stands out better. No, definitely the red. Did I say this is the Peaceful Poppies DSP? And I'm just checking the colours. Mossy Meadow, Poppy Parade. We'll do the card base in Poppy Parade. You think red? Yep. Definitely the red. Poppy Parade, where is my trimmer? Okay, so today I'm doing a landscape card. So I'll need half an A4 piece. Alright, I can't do imperial measurements, sorry people. It's half a letter. You know that better than I do. And there's that, and while I have the trimmer out, I've got a piece of Whisper White. Yes, Little Mrs. Sound for the week is the WH. So I said to her, and the question was, what other WH words can you think of? And I said, what kind of white do we use? She's obsessed with Whisper White. So I'm going to cut this 5mm smaller, half a centimetre smaller, so 14.3. I'm going to do this a bit strangely because I can't remember the maths right now. And so I'm going to score halfway, which is at 10.5, and then I'm going to cut off 5mm, but 2.5mm. That's 4, that's 3. There, I'm going to cut a slither off both sides because I was not able to do maths. And that basically, when we fold it, will be, oh, I did not cut it the right width. How did I do that? Did I not cut this the right width? I cut this too small. That's where we went wrong. Whoops. This should be at 14.8, not 14.3. That would explain why it wasn't fitting. Yes, you can have the strip. That's better. So now I can demonstrate. This basically is now, the Whisper White has a fold in the middle and it sits with a red. It would be good if I pulled it out. I don't know why I've still got the green stripes in the background. And with the trimmer still here. Going to cut this at 10 centimeters. For those with imperial, when I do 5 millimeters smaller, it'll be 1/4 of an inch for you. I'm going to turn it out around because I want to cut off the darker side. Hello Patricia from Indiana. Thank you for joining me. Oh, post-it notes. So we can fold this in half and use the bone folder to, thank you for sharing. So it's a, how are my measurements off today? I even have cheat sheets. Oh, that's because I've taken the wrong one. Took the piece that was too small. My measurements have been fixed. So let's try that again. Fold that in half. And yay. Excellent. You can use your own glue, yes. There we go, we can adhere that down. This is our front of our card. And on the front, I'm going to have a little teacup. Haven't decided the rest, so I'm not going to glue it down, but I do know that I want this up on dimensional so we can prep that part of things right now. Little Miss is creating something with that tiny red strip that I've discarded. Okay. Oh, it's a tie for Barbie. Now this bit will go in here, but before that really stands out really nice. Yes, it does, that's why. And it kind of coordinates with the red and the poppies, so I think it's a really good one. Good combo. Now I want to create a pop-up card. If I can pick this piece up. Essentially I want yeah, you can see that. I want the teapot to sit as so, and hopefully it's not too big. So basically what I'm doing is totally eyeballing this bit, but when the card is closed, the teapot needs to make sure it doesn't stick out, and for that reason I am just grabbing my pencil and creating the pencil mark for that, and I will take a ruler. So that is 2 centimeters, so I need to go another 2 centimeters this way. Totally, you know, so precise. It doesn't have to be absolutely precise as long as it stays in the right place. Now, the way I know if I'm cutting on my lines is that I'm getting the line to sit right in there. And all you want to cut is the lines that are perpendicular to the score line. You don't want to cut these out. You only want to cut, not cut out. You only want to cut the lines that are perpendicular to the center score line. And that was way too far. I was talking too much and not paying attention. And you can use the guidelines on your trimmer there, or you can take a craft knife and mat. And now push that out, and I'm going to eyeball it again. Normally you can eyeball, yes, that means where you just measure things by looking at them instead of actually measuring them. And basically our teapot will stick there, and when it folds it's still hidden. And that's our teapot. Now we want the teacup, and I want the teacup to sit, so you're seeing a view from the top there. I want the teacup to sit. I don't want it to sit flush with the teapot. I want it to sit forward, and don't forget it's smaller in height. So it doesn't matter. And I'm going to do the exact same process basically. Plonk it down and then draw with my pencil where I would like it to be. Hello Roz, thanks for joining me. That's at 3.5, so I'll bring that out to 3.5. And again, take the trimmer, slot it, and I'll be less chatty right now. Find the right spot. So when I'm gliding this, I'm kind of lifting it up so it's not cutting, and then I place it in the line markings on the trimmer with my pencil marking there to my pencil marking there, and then lift, and then the same this way. And lift. If you want, you could score there as well. But simply I'm popping that up, bringing it down, and then folding. And that creates what we need. That's this way. I wanted it this way. Ooh. That creates what we need to make it a pop-up card. Before I glue my elements on, I'm going to adhere this down. Just want to make that one a bit more even. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to place it exactly where I want it, fold this bit down, and add the glue. I think you could use tear and tape, you could use snail. Snail is disappearing, being replaced, so you can use the replacement. Then you close it. So I've only glued half down, so the top half is nice and glued in. And now I can flip it around. That way you're getting it in to the score line, the middle there, nicely. If you try gluing both halves down at the same time, you will have trouble. So this is a great tip. I sometimes use tear and tape as well, but I just didn't want to deal with the backing release sheet today. So this is the way we're doing it. Hey presto. And now we can add our elements. And to do that, all we need to do is add some glue. Thank you for the love. I know that this is probably a bit of a longerish video, but there's lots of fun tips and tricks and techniques in this one. And that, and I'm going to fold it down for the glue to attach. You could even knocking things. Just place something a bit heavier. So I really love the big F block. I keep it close by. I use it as a palette. I use it as a weight for glue. Thanks, Victoria. And there we go. So I'm trying to, there, that's, so when you open the card, you will get, the teapot's a bit wonky, but that's okay. It's ready to pour. And we just need to finish. I probably should have stamped beforehand. I was thinking that though, the Happy Mother's Day won't go on the front. But what do we think? Thank you for the love though. Ooh. Happy Mother's Day. I was thinking that could be there, and we'll put, I do like the idea of Happy Mother's Day on the inside. Yes, we absolutely do. My mum is very special. And I'll make another one for my mother-in-law. Exactly the same, but not poppies. My mother-in-law loves flowers though, so any flower. I will do something similar basically. So I've got Happy Mother's Day in the middle, and I feel like we need something. I know exactly what we need. You'll see. Totally obscure and random. I'm taking the Leave a Little Sparkle stamp set. I'm going to use this. Well, you're going to have to wait then, sweetheart. And I want to add some, pretend it's steam coming out of the tea. What do we think? No, they don't watch. Well, I don't know. Maybe my mother-in-law does watch through my father-in-law's Facebook account, but I don't think either of them have liked my page. That's fine. Totally fine. Yeah, I like that. Do you have a doily? No, I don't have doilies. I just sent my doilies to my customers as customer thank you gifts. They were a brand new packet. So what I'm going to do is stamp that ever so subtly. We're going to use the Poppy Parade ink and stamp it off first. So it'll be very subtle. And I'm just making sure I'm on camera. About there. So you can see that. But I really like that extra. Ooh, I really like that. Almost wish we could have done it on the inside. Yes, sweetheart. Well done. Now we can peel off the backing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hey presto. That is that. And you should all know, if you've watched me before, you should all know me by now. My favourite saying in the world is, no card is complete until you decorate the inside. Pris, welcome. You're just missing, well, you're catching the end of it. Hello, love. This is the card. We've done a pop-up Mother's Day card, which probably won't make it to my mother on time, but it's there. I'm sorry, I keep doing that because it just, isn't that cool? And we're going to stamp the poppies on the back of the envelope. Thanks Priscilla and Sonia. One set of poppies. Two set of poppies. And something I don't often do, but lately have been doing more of, is colouring the back. Now, because it's the envelope, I'm really not no, it's okay, we're almost done. Just to make that envelope, because it is a special card. Oh, будь здорова. Hey, будь здорова. Пожалуйста. Thank you. Hi, Joan. You've missed it. I'm decorating the envelope. I'm basically at the end. Thank you, Victoria. I'm so glad you were able to join me. I hope you are well and things are okay up north. So I'm just adding that little bit of pumpkin pie light as well to the ends there. And this kind of style of stamp, it doesn't matter if you go outside the lines a bit as well. It's still kind of... Thank you. Everyone's saying bless you. For sneezing. What do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you. Where? Second. So yeah, feel free to go out of the lines I just did there. It's the envelope, most people don't keep them. Anyone who sends me a card, guess what? I keep your envelope. So I have stacks and stacks of cards with envelopes. Check it out for those who are joining in. It's a pop-up card, Joanne, so you're going to have to watch the replay if you want to see. So glad that set carried over. I'm guessing you're talking about the poppies, Fran. Yep, I'm very glad that the poppies have carried over. The tea set though, as I've already mentioned in this video, is now on while supplies last, or until the 2nd of June. So shop, buy it now if that's something you want to have in your collection, because it does have that beautiful Mother's Day. Yes, the poppies. Thank you, Victoria. We're almost done. Look at this. Just adding in the orange. And I'm glad you're staying home and being safe. I did see that comment. There. Ta-da! A pop-up poppy Mother's Day card. And so I can't have tea with my own mum, but I can send her the thoughts of tea. So yeah, thank you so much for spending some time with me watching. I know that it was a long one, but I really hope that you got some inspiration, some tips and tricks and some techniques that you could take home. Well, you are probably at home watching this, but you could take and try out in your own projects, whether it's the masking, how I do the shadowing, the pop-up, you know, like there was just so much in this video, not to toot my own horn or anything. Anyway, thank you again for watching, spending time with me, and I shall see you at my next live with Fantastic Fun Folds on Monday night. Bye for now.